Raquel Graham, and you are listening to Entrepreneuring. As I mentioned earlier, we have Gloria Williams here, the Foot Nanny. And I mean, where do I begin? We're talking about a spa in the Four Seasons. She's on HSN with her own luxury products, and her big break came with Miss Oprah Winfrey. And she is, I think, do you hold the record for 10 times on the list?
In a row. 10 times in a row.
Yes, okay, thanks for that correction.
If they bounce around, I still got it.
Welcome, Foot Nanny, Gloria.
Yes.
Okay, thank you for joining us. So let's take it. We always start from the beginning. Where are you from?
Well, first, I'm happy to be here because you're actually an entrepreneur.
Yes.
A real person that knows about shipping and receiving and things talk to the customers. So I'm excited.
Thank you.
I'm from Dixmoor, Illinois. I grew up in a small town.
I didn't even know that.
If I say Chicago, they say, oh. But if I say Dixmoor, it's like, where's that?
Right.
Dixmoor is a small town, south side, far south of Chicago.
Okay.
So I had those small hometown roots along with the southern roots from my mother and my grandmother.
So that would make sense. So is that how you ended up at Harpo?
Yeah, I started off as, I was going to be a nurse at first.
Oh.
And then I thought, well, why don't I get to them before they get to the nurse part? I want to make them feel good. So I used to see my mother soak my father's feet when he would come home from work.
Oh,
Not
wow.
every day, but payday. Right. He was grumpy. And the way he calmed him down was when he put his feet in the water, everything stopped. It was calm, quiet.
Wow.
And I observed that subliminally. I saw that. And then I was going to go away to school to be a nurse. And I said, I did secretarial in school, high school, and business. Why not just go to a little small college, community college, and get a little business, something going on? But I was always very smart, so I thought of things really fast. So that's how I ended up, and then I got referred to, that's how I ended up not going to school to be a nurse.
Okay.
Then this one girl referred my name to this beauty school to be a nail tech, and then her name is Rhonda.
Okay.
I'll never forget her name. And then they called me, and I went to nail school, and I loved it. And so everybody gave me the pedicures because I knew how about feet because of my mother.
Right.
So I was booked and busy in the nail school with the feet.
Right.
And I remember one client didn't have any toenails, and that really got me. I was like, wow. And she told me back in the day when they used to do pedicures or go to the doctor and see about your toenails, they would see that you had a fungal problem.
Yeah.
They would remove all your toenails.
Oh my goodness. This was like
back in the day.
Oh my goodness.
60s, back then, I guess. 70s, 60s.
Wow.
Yeah. So then I was destined to be the Foot Nanny. So from there, I went to working for luxury spas. Worked for Mario Chicochi, now 100 North Michigan. Had 36 nail techs under me. I trained, and then from there I went to
Mario?
Oprah at Mario.
Wow, I didn't know
But
that.
you needed Mario Chicochi in order to open that next door. In
Right.
Chicago, it's about where you work.
Right.
Where was your training?
Right.
And then I went from that, I went to Oprah show. They had a spa there. And so I started doing freelance work in the Oprah show.
Let me tell you, when I lived in Chicago, first of
Mm-hmm.
all, I want the audience to know that when I do these interviews, like I'm learning right with you.
Yeah.
So I don't do pre-interviews. I don't, so I'm sitting here like fangirling.
Natural reaction.
Because I did read that it was your mother's ritual.
Yes.
But the father's feet.
Yeah, that part stuck with me with my father's feet.
Absolutely.
We did go through the neighborhood in Dixmoor, Illinois, and we did rub down people. Like she would start with the feet. I would sit next to her. She would say, mimic me, and she would leave me rubbing the feet.
Right.
And I automatically see how people would feel better, like, oh.
Right.
And then she would go and rub their backs. Because remember when COVID happened and all the people were passing away, God rest their souls?
Yeah.
But Italy was the first country that actually turned them over on their stomach.
Right.
Because the lungs are in the back.
Right.
People think the lungs are here because it's in the front.
Yeah.
But to cure them and make you feel better, it's in the back.
Ah. I remember living in Chicago, and when I first moved there, and because I'm from New York, Brooklyn, right? What was so culturally different for me was that, in New York, you can get on every block a manicure. You could just say, forget quality, but every block for like $20.
It was there.
And you might be able to get manicure and pedicure for $25. That does not exist in Chicago. Like you're paying real.
Yeah, you want the real nail tech.
Yeah, you're paying real money, and that cheap market is it is not there. And having grown up in New York all my life, I was like, what? This is the first market that I actually paid like real money for.
Chicago wanted the best.
So how did we end up at Harper?
So I worked at Mario Tricoci, which was great on your resume. And I was a manager too over the nail department, and I was actually doing nails too. So when it took me about 2 years to get in there. I tried, and finally I got an interview, and they said, we want you to come in 1 day a week. So I started working 1 day a week for 3 years before Oprah even walked in. So when people think it's really easy, she just got it. No, I done did all the work.
Right.
Well, no social media, so I can show them the journey.
Right.
She went on.
There's always that. I mean, and even with social media, there's still so many highlights and not really the grind, the tears, the fetal position, the anxiety, panic attacks.
Right, because I actually did her glam squad for years before I even touched her. So my calculations in my head were working like, well, I'm doing the glam squad.
Right.
Maybe one day she'll get to feel my pedicure. Love the glam squad. All y'all listen. Love y'all, but y'all knew y'all was holding me back from her. Because they knew if we tell her about she'll take her from us.
No more for them.
But it wasn't like that.
Right.
No, I just escalated my life. It just went,
Tell me the first time it happened.
The first time it happened was one of her makeup artist, Reggie Wells, he's in heaven now.
I know Reggie.
And Andre, he's still alive. Andre's in California. And they were like, you should let Foot Nanny, Gloria, I was Gloria then, I wasn't Foot Nanny. You should let Gloria do your pedicure for you. Let's try her out. And so my expertise is to make your feet look like a baby's feet. So if you have callus, if you have any kind of problems, dryness, I'll take you to see Jesus. That's what I do. That's what I do. And so one day she just called down and said, I want to try Gloria. And so she came in and I had 2 of everything, 2 nippers, 2 clippers, 2 files. Because if one thing failed, you want to be ready for the next. I learned that from Tammy Taylor. She's still doing her thing too.
What do you call it? The UV, was that a thing back then?
Gel lights, no.
No, gel lights. The sanitation.
Sanitation.
I can't remember.
Yeah, we still was sanitizing.
But it was more like soaking, right?
Yeah,
not
soaking
the UV
and cleansing.
Yeah,
you still wash the tools, all that. But for her, I had brand new.
Okay.
I was already ready.
Okay.
So she comes in and she got done, and she was trying to guide the pedicure a little bit with her foot. And I was like, and I just took a deep breath. So I got this. Because, Mario Tricoci prepared me for celebrities because I handled all of the lead. I was the lead, so I handled all the celebrities. Anybody who came in, Jay-Z, Jada Pinkett, we went to them and did them, all that. So anyway, that was it. And so when I finished, she was like, oh, my God. And I'm really big on presentation. A lot of times you go get a pedicure, they throw you in the bowl and they say, here, put a liner, come sit down and run the water. I like the bubbles ready before you get in the door. I like the whole woosah.
And I hope we're listening to this because this is about you being prepared.
Yes.
For the opportunity by the time it hit.
Right, and actually a technician that does the work and came up with a product line, not somebody just sitting up there and looking in the sky saying, I think I want to open a restaurant, but you don't cook.
There's nothing like really having the experience and understanding the market, and that is how you create.
Yes, and those brands I noticed are like me.
Yes,
the makeup artists, the hairstylists, the behind the chair people, the technicians that really our brands last a long time.
Absolutely,
because we know
you are
quality.
Of it.
Yes,
absolutely.
Yes.
So I have to laugh because I am also certain one of the things we met, I think 2.5 years ago.
Yeah, downtown.
And we have remained connected.
Yeah, but I knew of you from Shark Tank.
And I knew of you.
You was the lady with the lights on there.
You know what? I didn't know you knew me. I didn't know that.
I'm a Shark Tank fanatic.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah. So I was thrilled. I made a beeline to meet you. And we can't overlook your infectious, your personality is, I know. Oh, she had to be a little bit taken aback because what I love about you is that you are you everywhere.
I'm gonna tell you the truth.
Yes.
And she likes that. People of a high level,
Yeah.
you know,
Yes.
in the air, like that level person.
Yes.
They like people to tell them the truth. And if she asked me, so I say, you want to know the truth?
Right.
I'll tell you the truth now.
Right. I mean, I've seen video on social of you guys interacting, and it is just like this.
Real.
Absolutely.
They say, well, she's like, real? It's like, you don't lie to God and Oprah.
That's right.
They know you're lying.
So let's talk about, I want to talk about, we're going to get to the list, but let's talk about you developing your line because before I met you, I watched you on social. So I watched you go from your team. I watched your team put the label, print the labels, put the labels on the jars.
Made in USA.
That's right. Do it all. And then I remember when you got a co-packer.
Yeah.
And you were teaching people about, you know, co-packing. And I've seen you when you did some work with Saltbox. I'm hoping to get them on.
They're cute.
Yeah. You know, just the evolution of it. And then you don't know this story that, so we were both on HSN around the same time. We still hadn't met yet, right? And I don't know, I was getting my makeup done and you might have just left or something. And the makeup artists were talking about how you were such a hoot because something happened and they were trying to give you rules and regulations or something. And you
maybe it was about the buffer, the foot buffer.
I don't remember, but all I know is they said that this woman was telling you something and you said, are you done? And then you said, girl, hold my bag because I got to get my...
Well, I know this thing. Jamie Kern-Lima is my friend. She's a mentor. She was a mentor. We met at an event that Oprah had, like it was like Live Your Best Life. And we both reached for the chicken breast. And I went, oh, my God. It's Jamie Kern-Lima. Can I have 5 minutes? And I was about to go to HSN. And I said, I just need to pick your brain for 5 minutes. And that's what a lot of entrepreneurs need to know. If you just get 5 minutes, what are you going to ask?
That's right.
And she said, when her story, you know, if you get an opportunity to pull the trigger and your gut tells you to do it, just do it. So my opportunity was the buffer. And I told the model.
Oh, yes, I remember. Yeah.
I wanted to see a crusty foot on the camera and just buff it.
Right.
And I knew those sales would go crazy.
Right.
And so I tuned the model in. I said, when I reach for your foot, just give it to me, okay? She said, okay. I said, I'm going to give you this buffer. And you just give it. It was like this whole secret thing going on. And she said, okay.
It's preparation.
So I reached over, I looked over at the model and I reached my hand out. She gave me the buffer and I started buffing her foot. The cameraman was in shock. He couldn't even move. He couldn't believe Foot Dust was on HSN. I didn't care. I had 15,000 buffers to sell and they sold.
Wow.
And that's that.
And just as a side note, and that is the power. You know, I grew up on home shopping and QVC, and I love TV shopping.
It trained
I love it. I love it. But, you know, some people, it's not sexy enough.
Right.
And in my mind, and I would tell people, you have no idea the volume that goes through those channels.
And how much sleep we don't get being on air like 5 times in a row. And you're smiling. Yeah, but the volume is amazing. And also, they were purchase orders. See, HSN was purchase order. You know, they would give you a $60,000 purchase order. They would give you a $100,000 purchase order. They would give it to you.
Right.
And for those who don't know this, listen, that's guaranteed money.
Right.
It's very rare to get those now.
Absolutely.
Now what we are like, girl, you better TikTok it and sell it. But, you know, we have TV shows. We have ABC. We have GMA. We have CBS deals. Yes. Now I'm on CBS deals a lot.
I saw that, yes.
Yeah, so it's different. You know, it's different. It's like a faith order, I always say. The chemists thought I was crazy when I would order for those shows, you know. Purchase orders guaranteed.
People don't realize the volume in, you know, I know some may think it's hokey, you know, they do, they used to do gemstones and coins and stuff like that.
But people love that.
But it is, they have a dedicated audience.
And they're still living too.
Yes. And what I always say is they come to shop. Like they show up to shop.
Yes,
right? It's
in their
like
living room.
Casino.
In their living room.
Absolutely.
Getting their popcorn.
And they take the shows.
Yes.
And they come back and watch.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's entertainment. So I would say, well, it works for me. So.
We need one here in California. We don't have a shopping channel here. If y'all listening, we need a shopping channel. We'll blow that up. Honey, I have all the celebrities on there with their products talking to me.
So now we are in the Four Seasons.
Yes. Jesus did that. Jesus did that.
Amazing.
It was Jesus.
Okay, so how do we end up in the Four Seasons?
So the pandemic was ending. I was selling products like crazy, had the warehouses. I wanted to find a space that I could start doing the general public, because people don't realize I wasn't doing the general public all the time I was here. I moved here in 2013. And from that point on, Anastasia gave me my first start here.
Oh, eyebrows?
Yeah, and everybody thought I was lying when I would say that. People would actually go and tell her, oh, she said she worked. She gave me a room. I met her at Oprah's house. She was doing the brows.
Yeah.
And I said, oh my God, you're Anastasia Beverly Hills. She's like, yeah, that's me. And I was like, oh, I would love to come work for you. And she's like, oh, look me up. I don't know if she really thought I was going to look her up, but I did.
Right.
So I looked her up.
Right.
And she gave me a room. And I ended up working in one of her little rooms that she had on Beverly Hills.
For those that don't know, Anastasia is like the premier eyebrow pioneer, blah, 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 all of that.
Yeah, she was Oprah's eyebrow artist.
Okay.
And still does her. And so
hold that story. When we come forward, more with Gloria. I can't
wait to tell you what you do when you get the endorsement. I'm ready for that.
This is Raquel, and this is Entrepreneuring on KBLA Talk 1580. This is Raquel Graham, and you are listening to Entrepreneuring, and we are here with the Foot Nanny, Gloria L. Williams. Okay, so let's start. We ended with the Lord did it.
Jesus did it.
That's right. Okay, let's talk about it.
So I have a business background as far as, growing up, and my mom had a candy store, learning all about, money and all that. And then in school, high school, the college, 2 years I did. So I also have a discernment to know when something's going wrong, right?
Okay. Just to bring more context, we're talking about you ending up
at Rodeo Drive.
No, we were talking about the Four Seasons.
Yeah,
so
but
prior to
that, I was on Rodeo Drive.
Okay.
I found a space, wonderful space. Oh my God, I made it. Foot Nanny's on Rodeo Drive. Clients booking. It was right after COVID was somewhat cleared. And I noticed I was booked and busy, right? Then all of a sudden I noticed a shift started happening. Nobody was booking. I said, what is going on? Something's wrong. Oh my God. So then I looked up, and it was the movie industry and the TV industry was dying down for some reason. There were a lot of cuts. I had people from Netflix. I had people from Disney. I had clients from, Hulu, everywhere. And then all of a sudden this shift happened, and I started feeling it. And I said, if I keep this up, I'm gonna run out of cash in a few months. I got to do something. So I started thinking, why don't I go back to the way I was in Chicago? Why don't I go back to working inside of a hotel setting? Okay. I need the Four Seasons. I used to work at 900 North Michigan. We did all the Four Seasons guests in that building. I need to be in a hotel so now I can survive whatever this is that's about to happen, because I needed to have clients all around me every day. And so I prayed. A lady came in my door like a month after I prayed. This one African-American lady came in. She said, hi, how you doing? Me and my friend, we want to open a Medi Spa. Do you like having your business here? I said, oh, yeah, I love it. She said, well, we're on a wait list. I had no idea it was a wait list for that building, for the Rodeo Drive. Because I had to figure out a way to get out of that lease and get to something bigger.
Right.
So she says, well, I'm on a wait list. I'm like, what? So I did some research. Her broker was the broker over the building who told me, yeah, my client wants to take your space now if you want to give it up. She wants a 10-year lease, and she has 4 months up front. I'm like, oh, my God, in the name of Jesus, what? Right. My lawyer was screaming, take the deal. I'm like, oh, my God, well, where am I go? He said, Google it. You Google everything else, Google. Right. So I Googled hotels with retail space, and the Four Seasons popped up.
Wow.
And then I had to negotiate between Rodeo space and the Four Seasons. I had to use my leverage. It wasn't like, oh, I just walked in.
Sure.
I said, well, if your client wants my space, because I had no idea my space was deemed medical Zone Medical. It was a podiatrist there before me.
Oh.
So we really need to learn business before we jump out there and research where we are. I didn't know that.
Right.
So that building, that section I was in was zoned for medical, and she wanted a medical facility, right?
Right.
So I said, give me the Four Seasons, and I'll give up my space.
Oh.
People didn't know. You're the first person to answer me.
Yes.
And so she negotiated. She said, well, that doesn't have anything. I said, give me that.
Right.
And I'll give you this.
Right.
So she went in on with the broker that was over the Four Seasons space, and they negotiated, and they got me the deal. And so,
I love it.
Yeah. And so I had some investors, and then I went in and did it.
What I know about you, Gloria, and this is just from watching on social media, you do not wait. You are as proactive as they come.
Yes, I
feel it. And you will make an opportunity.
I feel it. One thing people don't know, I study metaphysics too.
Oh.
Deep meditation. I am a Baptist. I'm a Christian.
Yes.
But I needed to know what prayer was like. What was that to make it feel like it's done? And so when I pray, I say, that's it. It's done. Let me get ready.
Right.
But that one, it came out of left field. I did not know he was going to answer. I knew he answered prayers,
right.
but that fast, woo! That was amazing. And I went in, and I started doing services there.
So
I'm still pinching myself.
Yes. It looks phenomenal.
Oprah said, you in the Four Seasons? What? And people need to know, when I get an investor, I don't get an investor that gives me millions of dollars.
Right.
I get an investor, just give me a little leg up. Just help us out. Just give me a little leg up.
Right.
And I'll make it. I'm
just for the start.
Yes. People be like, $5 million. Oh my God, no.
So let's talk about your approach to, have you been a bootstrapper? How have you managed over the years?
Well, funding.
Because I want to just say this. Just because I know other artists and creatives in the business, and people tend to think that because you have someone like Oprah, that's all you need,
or high credit score, you can go to a bank.
Not so.
As long as you have Shopify, that's who I had.
Okay.
Shopify was my bank.
Okay.
And I don't think a lot of people understand Shopify is a bank.
Right.
They promote themselves behind the scenes as, never go to the bank again.
Right.
Keep everything here.
And based on your sales, you can leverage that to take a loan against. That's right.
Yes, but you go in your little box where it's, what do you call it?
The office?
Capital. Look, you know. It's like, geez.
It's not just them. It's Shopify. It's PayPal.
Yeah. Yes.
So the offers.
We have an offer for you. What?
Yeah.
And Shopify was saying.
In a day.
Yes.
I'm sorry. No. Not in a day. In like minutes.
After you build up sales, and they can see your sales.
But I'm talking about the approval.
It's there the next day.
Right.
You can go get all your supplies, get everything.
That's right.
No questions asked. But the thing is, they pull the money from each sale.
Right. Yeah.
And so I knew going into the hotel, I was okay because I knew my online sales would support me strong enough.
Okay.
But I knew that I had to do the same. I had to generate the sales in there too.
Right.
And it's not just Foot Nanny. I'm in the Four Seasons Hotel. I have to really, be at a 5-star level and give the clients a yes. We have that. Yes.
Tell us where to reach you.
Footnanny.com.
All right.
www.footnanny.com.
Thank you. When we come forward, we are going to break this down. Everything that we learned.
I'll be back, y'all. Part 2.
Definitely.